Hey, hey guys, it's Kevin Hensel, owner of Fit for Life in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And I had a great client just come up to me and mention something to me that I think you guys can really benefit from. And one of the first things we do with all of our weight loss challenges and our transformation challenges is one of the first things we always ask is, how many pounds would you like to lose? Um, what would you like? What results would you like to see in the first month? And I just had the client say to me they want to lose about 4 or 5 pounds a week. And this is something I get a lot. So I wanted to share it with you guys because I think everyone can really benefit. Um, to lose 4 to 5 pounds a week is almost impossible. There's so many factors, and we're going to go into each one and how it can affect how much weight you lose per week. And one of the most important things I have to do as a fitness professional, and I think all fitness professionals need to do, is give realistic expectations and tell you what can you expect to see happen in your body. And there's a lot of variables at play here, so I'm going to try to give you some great information. And I hate to show with all the shows out there like Biggest Loser and all those crazy weight loss programs, the crazy results you see are so rare. Only happen if you are working out 7 hours a week and you have a registered dietitian or a chef making all your meals for you. Which is just not realistic for the majority of the population. And a lot of people think that you can out train a bad diet and they'll come into one of our weight loss challenges, work out like a madman, work out 4, 5, maybe 6 days a week, and expect to see awesome things happen, but they don't want to change their diet. Um, and nothing happens. They get really upset. They get really frustrated. Usually, people will start off, do great in our challenges for the first 2 weeks. They're killing themselves, they're working out, they're eating better, they say they're eating better. And one of the first things they'll say is, I don't feel, they'll get really upset after the first couple weeks. They'll say, I'm working really hard, I'm eating better, why am I not losing my 4 or 5 pounds a week? And it's because that's crazy. You're never going to lose 4 or 5 pounds a week on a consistent basis. And let's start going into some of those factors that affect weight loss and what you can and can't do to maximize your weight loss. Now, one of the biggest things that affects how quickly you do or do not see results is how active you are before you start eating and exercising. Um, and the big thing is, if you are inactive and you've maybe never worked out, or it's been several years since you've worked out, and you're eating like crap, you're going to see really great results when you start to eat better and exercise more. And the more you exercise and the more that you eat better, you're going to see even quicker results. So maybe if you're completely inactive, maybe your whole life, or it's been a few years since you've worked out, and you've been eating like a mess, for a couple years, you're going to see really quick results. Maybe you could lose 4 pounds a week by adding in exercise, by adding in eating smart, eating cleaner. But for most people, that's not going to happen. If you've been exercising a couple times a week, you've been eating fairly smart, when you start any exercise and nutrition program, whether it's one of our transformation challenges or not, you're not going to lose 4 or 5 pounds a week, for God's sakes, because you're not changing that much. There's no exercise. The importance of nutrition is results are always 80% nutrition, 20% exercise. There's no magical exercise that I'm going to show you that's going to skyrocket your metabolism, that's going to make something happen all of a sudden. I'm going to obviously push you at intensity, do some really cool exercises, and push you at intensity higher than you might do for yourself. But that's going to be a very small part of this equation. And like I said, the more that you have exercised on your own, you have a longer track record of exercising and you've been consistent with it, and you've been eating fairly smart, you're maybe going to lose maybe 1 pound a week, maybe half a pound. Um, and that's just real life, because there is no magical exercise. There is no magical meal plan that's going to make you automatically go, okay, that's going to erase everything you just did before this. So your previous activity level has a huge impact on how quickly you're going to see results. And like I said, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer here. I'm just trying to be realistic, because I know a lot of people when they first come to me have very unrealistic expectations because of the propaganda, because of media, because of Biggest Loser and all those things they see of people losing 10, 15, 20 pounds in a week. Then it makes losing 1 or 2 pounds a week, which is really recommended, look like piddly. It's like, oh, I just lost a pound, and and that's why people get so frustrated after a few weeks of, or sometimes of our challenges. They're starting to eat right, they're killing themselves with the workouts, they're working really hard, they're eating better, and they get so frustrated. It's because, why am I not seeing, quicker results? And it's because you're seeing it the way that you should see it. Everybody's obviously going to progress at a different level, but most people should only be losing 1 to 2 pounds a week. And your activity level has a big factor, and the other factors that you just don't think about, because I know I've seen people eat awesome, do one of our meal plans, work out 4 to 5 times a week, kill themselves during the workouts, give us great intensity, and not see anything happen really on the scale. And the scale is, by the way, the worst indicator of success. You should always go by your body fat percentage and your inches, because that's a much better indicator of success. Obviously down the line after, maybe 1 to 2 months, you can start the scale can start to move more than the inches and body fat, but always use your inches and body fat percentage as a better indicator of success in the beginning, because that's going to be where you're going to see the most of your results, especially if you're adding in a strength training component. And in the long term, adding lean body mass is going to have a much bigger impact on weight loss long term than cardio. And that's one of the other things everybody always automatically goes straight to cardio. I want to lose weight, I'm going to do cardio. Cardio is the most inefficient way at losing weight. It's time consuming, it's repetitive stress on your joints, and it also has the least impact and the smallest impact in the shortest amount of period of time. So always focus. Strength training and cardio, obviously together, are awesome. But most of your emphasis should always be on nutrition. Then strength training and cardio is last, actually, in the importance of what's going to give you the most bang for your buck for time invested. So going back into those factors that can see how quickly or not quickly you see results, is the mere fact that you have to look into account for sort of activity level. We talked about that. Also, it goes into the fact of how stressed you are. Stress and sleep are the things, like I was mentioning. Some people can work out like madmen 4 or 5 times a week, work out and eat really well, but if you have high stress, sleep under like 6 hours a day, or you have inconsistent sleep and you have high stress levels, guess what? Or that cortisol, those hormones, those stress hormones in your body, if they don't get dissipated when you sleep, if they don't get dissipated, guess what? You don't get rid of fat. You're going to have fat accumulation. It's usually in the belly area. And if you don't address the stress, and if you don't address your sleep deprivation, you will never see results. I don't care if you work out 7 days a week and you eat awesome 7 days a week. It doesn't matter. Stress and sleep are huge indicators of how quickly or not quickly you're going to see results. So if you don't get a handle on stress, and exercise is a great way of reducing stress. That's why exercise is like such a panacea for so many different issues. But after exercise, let's say you're still not sleeping, it's inconsistent, you still have crazy high stress levels because of your job, because of family, and all those other things, only expect to lose maybe a half a pound a week. You might, even if you're exercising and eating smart, you might lose 1 or 2 pounds a month. And that's just stress. Stress, cortisol, that stress hormone that gets released, makes your body accumulate fat. Unfortunately, it's usually in the belly area, which can be very dangerous for cardiovascular reasons. So know when you go into an exercise and nutrition program, there's a lot of factors, and I'm trying to give you the ones that you don't think about, because everybody will come in with, obviously with different activity levels. And one of the other bigger issues that people don't really take into account is your genetic predisposition to maybe store fat. A lot of people, if you've been heavy your whole life, your body might just like storing fat. And like I said, everybody can eat a certain amount of calories, but how many nutrients their body absorbs from those calories is different with every single person. And it takes into account your metabolism and, all the, a lot of people, when they start an exercise program, they always say, oh, I'm eating great, I'm not losing weight, and it's, my metabolism's slow. And its metabolism getting slower with age is a natural part of getting older. Not really. The reason why your metabolism gets slower as you age, and we've just seen it as a regular part of life, is because we lose muscle mass. After usually the age of 35, 40, people lose on average almost every year like 1 pound of muscle. And they gain 1 pound of fat. So their scale weight might stay the same, but they're losing valuable lean body tissue. And it's because we don't strength train. As we get older, we get less active. Family life, family dynamics change, we get less active. Could be joint problems get in the way. So as we get older, we get less active, we lose muscle, which makes us gain fat, and that is not a natural part of life. If we stay active, if we strength train, if we do those things, but we have to work harder for it. That's the bad part, is you have to maintain lean body mass, to keep your metabolism elevated, you have to work harder to keep it where it used to be when you were in your 20s. And that's just life, guys. That's just the way it goes. So we just have to work harder, work smarter, not always harder, and which doesn't always mean longer amounts of time in the gym. It just means you have to work smarter. And if you have joint problems, then you have to work around that. There's no matter what your joint issue, you can always work out. You can always strength train. Will it always mean can do some high intensity like boot camp class or CrossFit or something along those lines? Probably not, because I guarantee you're probably going to irritate your joints in all those kind of potentially group sessions. Um, and I know we know what we're doing when it comes to people with joint problems, and we really specialize in identifying and correcting muscular imbalances. But in a group setting, I can only correct so much. If you have chronic low back pain, chronic shoulder pain, rotator cuff issues, knee issues, and ACL and meniscus tears, and all those fun things that we see on a regular basis, then I would need to see you one-on-one. Because if you have chronic joint issues and you're in a group class and we're pushing people to your at higher intensity levels, no matter what we know, and we know a lot, I can't focus one workout on you guys. So in a group setting, you have to realize that if you're going into a high intense exercise group setting, and you have joint problems, you're going to have a predisposition to get hurt. So you have to look at before you start a program like that, whether it's one of ours or and unfortunately ones where maybe the people aren't as educated with joint problems as we are. You're probably going to get hurt. And I hate to say, you just need more individualized attention. You need a workout geared specifically towards you and your specific joint problems. We can always have modifications and things along those lines, but a lot of people push too hard when they have joint issues, and that can easily lead to an exacerbation, an inflammation, and then you're knocked out. And then you're like totally defeated and frustrated. But going back into the, how quickly can I see results? It's really not the exercise that's so important. It's your nutrition and how quickly you get it adapted. And a lot of it, the genetic factor that I was alluding to before. If you have hypothyroidism, which is slow thyroid, you can work out like a madman and not see many results. And unfortunately, that's just the mechanics of your metabolism. Metabolism is the engine of your car. If you have a slow thyroid and you have hypothyroidism, you're on Synthroid and some other kind of medication for your thyroid, and it will get your metabolism up quite a bit faster. But just know, as a whole, you're going to have a really hard time losing weight, and you might lose a quarter pound a week, maybe 1 pound a month, 2 pounds a month. And I know that's not sounding very sexy, and you're like, well, why am I going to work out really hard and exercise and eat right for only like losing maybe 1 pound a month? That's not very motivating. And I know that, but that's the truth. That's reality. That's what somebody with a slow metabolism is going to have to deal with. And what would happen if you didn't is, I guarantee, first of all, you would not lose any pounds, and you would be putting on pounds, and they wouldn't be pounds of muscle, I can tell you that much. So you have to work harder. I always say you have to work twice as hard and get half the results when you have a slower metabolism. Whether that's been diagnosed by a doctor or you just notice maybe your whole life you've had a really hard time losing weight. And some people are like that. So my goal in this, talking to you guys today about this, is not to frustrate you. It's not to make you thwart it and go, I'm not even going to start an exercise program if I'm only going to lose like 1 pound a week. That's ridiculous. That's so demotivating. I'm here to give you reality. And reality, to me, realistic expectations are power. And if you eat smart, you exercise more, and let's say you're losing 1 pound a week, which I know isn't very motivating for a lot of people, especially, and I hate to say, in our challenges, we have people that are seeing awesome results. They're can lose like 2 to 4 pounds a week, and they're like, oh yeah, it's great. But there's people that aren't. There's a lot more people that aren't seeing that kind of results than there are that are seeing those kinds of great results. But I just don't want you to be confused and thinking that's the norm. It's not the norm to lose that many pounds a week. If you lose 1 pound a week, you should be ecstatic. And I always, like I said, it's like clockwork. 2 weeks into a challenge, I'm working so hard, I'm eating right, I'm doing all these great things, and why am I not seeing those great results that everybody else is seeing? First off, not many people are seeing those awesome results. And second of all, if those people getting awesome results haven't been active probably their whole lives, and maybe have never been active, never have exercised, and I guarantee they're probably eating awesome. They're eating the meal plans I'm providing with them. And maybe that meal plan doesn't work for you and your lifestyle. It's okay to not use a meal plan. But just know, if you make smaller changes to your diet, and just maybe fix a few things at a time. And I know everybody goes, oh my God, I'm eating every 3 or 4 hours. I'm eating breakfast within an hour of waking up. I'm not eating at nighttime. And those are all great habits. But like I said, if you've been eating relatively pretty good before then, and you just adopt those eating habits, not like magic happens. I mean, it's not like your metabolism overnight will change and you're like, oh my God, I'm a fat burning, furnace. Woo! It just takes time. It's going to take months for you to see those kinds of slow, steady changes, and it's just realistic expectations create power. And I know that there's no one really giving you a lot of truth in this avenue because everybody likes to promote quick weight loss, which unfortunately the quicker you lose the weight, the quicker it comes back on. So I would much rather, and believe me, every fitness professional is going to say this to you if they had to give you realistic honesty. If you lose 1 to 2 pounds a week, you should be freaking ecstatic, to be perfectly honest, because losing weight quickly means you're losing not just fat, you're also losing lean body mass at the same time. So that's where like overly caloric restrictions and cutting your calories too much and adding an exercise routine is dangerous, because I guarantee you're going to be not just losing weight, but you're going to lose muscle. And muscle is your metabolism, and your metabolism is the engine of your car. So you have to have muscle. You have to maintain energy. It's absolutely key. So I'm going to stop bothering you. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer here, and let you guys think that you can't see great results with exercise and nutrition. But be realistic. The more active you are, the slower you're going to see results. If you've been eating great before, and fine tuning and eating cleaner, you're going to see slower results. Like I said, might be 1, maybe 2 pounds a month, not per week, but per month. And adding exercise in is great, but the equation is if you want to weight loss, losing body fat, 80% nutrition, 20% exercise. So where do you think you're going to get most benefit? Going to the gym 6-7 times a week, or going to the supermarket one of those times you would be going to the gym and getting your fresh fruits and vegetables and healthier, cleaner items at the supermarket? You're going to get more bang for your buck going to the supermarket, eating cleaner, and preparing your meals for the next day or two than you are going to the gym 6 or 7 days a week. You can't train a bad diet. It's just life, unfortunately. So I hope I didn't totally thwart you, but I like to give honesty and I like honest feedback, and I want you to jump into something when you're jumping into an exercise nutrition program. Know the truth. Know what's realistic, because that will make you not get frustrated a couple weeks down the line. And unfortunately, like I said, there's not many people like me that are just going to shoot it out there and shoot you the truth. But that's life. So trust credible sources. Biggest Loser, not a credible source for health and nutrition. I can tell you that right now. I love the show and I like watching people get tortured. But there's no reason you have to work that hard for 7 hours a day, for God's sakes. It just gives you the normal population, unrealistic expectations of what can and can't be done. And I'd rather them not promote that, to be perfectly honest. I'd rather them promote the hard work, the slow grind, because that's life. That's real life. So have a great rest of your weekend. I will talk to you guys later. Kick some butt.